Shriman and Shrimati Prakash Vasan, Shriman and Shrimati Hiralal Hariprasad, Shrimati Amita Dasran, Swanand Bagelu, Shriman Mahesh Sharvan Kumar, Manzo Harikaran Yamir, our officiating priest, Pandit Aarti Shannon, and I'd like to invite Pujya Swami Vedanand Saraswati Ji to sit on stage as well. Before we commence, Pandit Raghupir has sent his well wishes for today. He is unable to be here today, but we thank him for all his support during the preparation of today's function. Before we commence, I would like to read a small extract from the Ramayana. And this is the scene where Hanuman is seated with Sita and he is describing Ram. I'll read a small extract and it comes from the Sundarkand. And he describes Ram. And this is his description. He is well versed in politics and a worshipper of the Brahmanas. He is full of wisdom and endowed with amiability, has subdued his passions and is the torment of his foes. He is well versed in the Yajur Veda and is highly respected by the nobles of the Veda. He is highly proficient in the science of archery and as in the Vedas, as also in the sciences auxiliary to the Vedas. Since it is our Ram Naumi celebration, let's begin with our chanting of sacred mantras of the Vedas, exactly how Ram would do. Thank you. I will now hand you over to Pandit Aarti Shannon, who will officially welcome you.
Namaste to one of all being present here this morning. It gives me great pleasure to be here together with somehow to officiate at the Ram Naumi celebration. You have just heard Pandit Krishna Harikaran address you on the noble qualities of Ram. This is what Ram Naumi is about. Swami Dayanand, in his teachings, in his Sanskar Vidhi and in all his other teachings, and in his Satyat Prakash, dwelt on the family as a unit. And that is what Ram was about. Ram was all about family. He may have come from a very important dynasty, but his true qualities were qualities that one should imbibe regarding the way one carries on with one's family. Respect for the elders, respect for the younger ones as well, love between husband and wife, love between brothers and sisters, and a commitment to work together like the spokes of a wheel to ensure that the wheel of family life turns on and on. If one spoke of the wheel breaks, the wheel stops. So the little message that I'm giving to you this morning before we start our Hava is that we need to imbibe those teachings of the Vedas that Swami Dayanand worked so hard to put across. And I'm emphasizing Swami Dayanand this morning because we are celebrating his 200th birth anniversary, beginning from February this year, which will culminate in 2025. So all the functions of the Arya Samaj will be based on the teachings of Swami Dayanand to celebrate his birth into this universe and his teachings, and that we are here today because of that. I want to also emphasize that the Arya Samaj as a national body works according to the 10 principles of the Samaj, and we would like every affiliate of the Samaj to work according to the 10 principles as well. We have two separate entities to the work of the Arya Samaj. One is to spread the word of the Vedas, and the other is our social commitments, where we take care of society and communities, not only by just giving dawn or charity, but by committing to work ourselves to ensure that everyone is comfortable, everyone is fed, every child is being educated, and every family is comfortable in that. The elders of the family are taken care of. And that is our emphasis. So please, with those few words, I want to welcome all of you and thank you very much for attending this morning. We will begin with our Bhagavad. We start by reciting Om 3 times, followed by the Gayatri mantra. भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ शम्भवाय च भयोभवाय च नमः शङ्कराय च मयस्कराय च नमः शिवाय च शिवतराय च। ईश्वर उपासना। ॐ विश्वानि देवः सवितर्वृतानि परासुवा यद्भद्रं तन्नहासुवा। ॐ हिरण्यगर्भा समवर्तताग्रे भूतस्य जातः पतिर्वेद आसीत् सदाधारपृथिवीं यामुते मां तस्मै देवाय हविषाविधेम। ॐ य आत्मना बलदा यस्य विश्व उपासते प्रशिशं यस्य देवः यस्य छायामृतं यस्य मृत्युः तस्मै देवाय हविषाविधेम। ॐ यः प्राणतो निमिषतो महिद्वेद इन्द्राजा जगतो बभूव यादीशे अस्य विपदश्चतुष्पदः तस्मै देवाय हविषाविधेम। ॐ येन द्यौरुग्रा पृथिवी चारिधा येन स्वास्तपितं येन नाकः यो अन्तरिक्षे रजसो विमानः तस्मै देवाय हविषाविधेम। ॐ प्रजापते नत्वदेहान्यन्यो विश्वाजातानि परिता बभूव यथामास्ते जुहुमस्तनो अस्तु वयं श्यामपतयो रयिणाम्। ॐ सनो बन्धुजनितं साविधाता नामानि वेद भुवनानि विश्वा यत्र देवा अमृतपानशाला स्थितिये भावन्नगैरयन्तः। ॐ अनेन सुपथाराय अस्मान् विश्वानि देव वरुणानि विद्वान् यो यो यस्मज्जुहुराणमेनो भूरिष्ठान्ते नमः मुक्तिं विधेम। Om Amrita Pidhanamasi Swaha. Om Satyam Yasha Shrirmai Shri Shraddham Swaha. Om Brahmanasyastu. Om Nasorvikanuastu. Om Akshnorvechakshurastu. Om Karnayorveshotamastu. Om Bhavorvekalastu. Om Bhurvurma Ojoastu. Om Harishtani Vihangani Janaskanvani Sahasantu. Om Bhurvuvah Swaha. Om Bhurvuvah Svadhyariva Bhumna Prithviva Varinna Tasyaste Prithvi Devayajani Vrishte Agnim Manadam Manna Yayadave. Om Urvadhyaswagni Pratijagrahi Vamishta Purte Samsrijetamayancha Asmin Sadaste Adrutarasmin Vishwe Devaya Jamanascha Sivata. Om Ayantarit Mahatma Jatavedasya Nejasva Vardasva Cheta Vardaya Jasman Prajaya Pashubhirama Vajase Anandena Sametaya Swaha. Idam Agnaye Jatavedase Idam Namaha. Om Samita Agnim Durvasyata Grite Bodhayata Titim Asmin Navya Juhodana. Om Susamihaya Shojishe Gritam Tivram Juhodana Agnaye Jatavedase Swaha. Idam Agnaye Jatavedase Idam Namaha. Om Tanvasamikritam Viro Vitena Vardayamasi Prihashojaya Vishchaya Swaha. Idam Agnaye Dhamirase Idam Namaha. Om Ayantarit Mahatma Jatavedasya Nejasva Vardasva Cheta Vardaya Jasman Prajaya Pashubhirama Vajase
Translation, that's to the east. Om Adite Ananyashva, Om Anate Ananyashva, Om Saraswati Ananyashva, Om Deva Samhita Prasubhayajam Prasubhayajam Patim Rakaya Deyo Gandharva Kedaku Ketanna Punatu Vachaspati Vachanna Swadavu Om Agnaye Swaha Idam Agnaye Idam Namaha Om Somaya Swaha Idam Somaya Idam Namaha Om Prajapataye Swaha Idam Prajapataye Idam Namaha Om Indraya Swaha Idam Indraya Idam Namaha Om Puranaye Swaha Idam Agnaye Idam Namaha Om Bharvaya Swaha Idam Vayave Idam Namaha Om Swaradityaya Swaha Idam Adityaya Idam Namaha Om Bhurvasvarani Vayavadityaya Swaha Idam Agni Vayavadityaya Idam Namaha Switch the phone on with you. Om Yadasya Karmano Tyagijam Yadvayunamihakaram Anishta Swishtakrit Vidyasaram Swishtam Suhudam Karotu Me Agnaye Swishtakrite Suhudahute Sarva Prayashtita Hutina Kamanam Samadharite Sarvanaha Kaman Samadhaya Swaha Idam Agnaye Swishtakrite Idam Namaha Om Swaha Idam Prajapataye Idam Namaha Parabrahmana mantras. Om Bhurvuvah Swaha Agnayo Chivasa Asuvojam Vishanchana Ale Vadaswabhachanam Swaha Idam Agnaye Vamanaya Idam Namaha Om Bhurvuvah Swaha Agni Rishi Pavamana Panchajanya Purohita Tamimahe Mahadaya Swaha Idam Agnaye Vamanaya Idam Namaha Om Bhurvuvah Swaha Agni
अग्नये पावनाय इदन्नमः ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः प्रजापते न त्वरेतान्यो विश्वा जातानि परिता बभूव यथामास्ते जुहुमस्तनो अस्तु वयं श्यामपतयो रयीणां स्वाहा इदं प्रजापतये इदन्नमः ॐ सूर्यो ज्योतिर्ज्योतिः स्वाहा ॐ सूर्यो वर्चो ज्योतिर्वर्चः स्वाहा ॐ ज्योतिः सूर्यो ज्योतिः स्वाहा ॐ सजुर्वेदेन सवित्रा सजुरुषसेन्द्रवत्या जुषाणः सूर्यो वेतु स्वाहा ॐ अग्निर्ज्योतिर्ज्योतिरग्निः स्वाहा ॐ अग्निर्वर्चो ज्योतिर्वर्चः स्वाहा ॐ स्वाहा ॐ सजुर्देवेन सवित्रा सजुरात्रेन्द्रवत्या जुषाणो अग्निर्वेतु स्वाहा ॐ भूरग्नये प्राणाय स्वाहा इदम् अग्नये प्राणाय इदन्नमः ॐ भूर्भुवस्सुवायुवे अपानाय स्वाहा इदं वायुवे अपानाय इदन्नमः ॐ स्वरादित्याय ज्ञानाय स्वाहा इदम् आदित्याय ज्ञानाय इदन्नमः ॐ भूर्भुवस्सुरग्नि वायवादित्यभ्यः प्राणपानज्ञानेभ्यः स्वाहा इदमग्ने वायवादित्यभ्यः ॐ वसो पवित्रमसि शतधारं वसो पवित्रमसि सहस्रधारं देवश्वासपिता पुनातु वसो पवित्रेण शतधारेण सुखा कामदोषः
Dear guests, and I will read us a Puji Prabhu. Please join us, page 27 of the Blue Book. Seated. We will have two bhajans. And July.
So we also give a honor from Diana, who's given us a lead in Samaj movement. Sing a bhajan in her honor. Some of us sang this bhajan before, I'm sure you're familiar with it. He Gyan Dema, He Gyan Dema. He Gyan Dema, He Gyan Dema, Ajnanata se hame jnaan dema. He Gyan Dema, He Gyan Dema, Ajnanata se hame jnaan dema. ऋषियों ने समझे दुनियों न जाने हे वेद माता ईश्वर के वाणी ऋषियों ने समझे दुनियों न जाने हे वेद माता ईश्वर के वाणी हम भी तो समझे हम भी तो जाने हम भी तो विद्या कतुनान देमा हे ज्ञान देमा हे ज्ञान देमा अज्ञानता से हमें ज्ञान देमा सभी सत्य विद्या युग में समाई प्रथम ज्ञान आभास तुझसे आई सभी सत्य विद्या तुझे में समाई प्रथम ज्ञान आभास तुझसे आई हमारे मनों का तमस दूर होए हमें दिव्य ज्योति वरदान दे मां हे ज्ञान दे मां हे ज्ञान दे मां अज्ञानता से हमें त्राण दे मां तो देव करुणा मरती करती यशोगान तेरा ईशाया करती तो देव करुणा मरती करती यशोगान तेरा ईशाया करती तेरा गान हम गा सके वेद वाणी हमें भी मधुर
I extend a warm welcome to Mr. and Mrs. Marian Pakandin. We will now have our guest speaker. The honor is all mine to introduce to you Pandit Kiran Satkur. Pandit Kiran Satkur hails from Intermarrinsburg. He has a diploma in business management. In 2007, Panditji joined the South African National Defence Force and worked for 14 years as a Hindu. In the South African National Defence Force, he qualified as a military practitioner. In 2005, Panditji graduated as a priest of the Vedic School of Studies. Currently, Pandit Kiran Satkur is the Vice President of the Vedic Dharma Society, Pietermaritzburg, and Deputy President of Arya Samaj, South Africa. Panditji, the stage is all yours.
My friend, namaste to one and all of you. Pujya Swamiji, Pandit Arti Shannon, President of the Arya Samaj South Africa, Pandit Ushra Harikaran, Chairperson, the Venerable Vedram Sabha, officials of the Vedram Sabha, and also fellow colleagues and officials of the Arya Samaj South Africa that are here with us today, fellow pundits, and not forgetting the many participants that have joined us via Zoom. We have participants from New Zealand, from the Cape, different parts of South Africa, especially Johannesburg, that are following us on a weekly basis. My friend, namaste, and thank you for joining us at 11 o'clock today. Dear friends, in observing Ram Naumi, Krishna Astami, Diwali, and various other festivals and observances, this gives us an opportunity to come together in congregation, and it brings us together as family, as friends, as organization, to share in those wonderful celebratory spirits. Ram Navami, being one of the most important festivals or observances in our calendar, is celebrated and observed throughout the world, but more so locally in South Africa. You will find that there are some groups that are meeting during the course of the week in celebration and observance. Dear friends, I would like to just touch on a brief history. As you know, Rama's actions in the Ramayana epic are governed by dharma. The Ramayana is a tale of martial glory. It embodies moral and ethical values, providing a guide to leadership, human conduct, and relationships. The Ramayana, with its 24,000 verses, was written in Sanskrit by Valmiki probably between 2000 before the Christ era, and although it has been handed down orally for many centuries before that. But again, familiar themes of jealousy, anger, purity, good and evil are present. Rama is seen as an idolized figure, a perfect king, a father, a warrior, and husband. The epic traces his life, beginning with his birth as the eldest son of the good King Dasratha. His wife Sita is the epitome of purity, but on the eve of their accession to the throne, they are denied and are sent into exile for 14 years by King Dasratha. His wife Sita and brother Lakshmana go with him. They accompany him into the forest. But the demon king Ravana, with ulterior motives, plans and captures Sita and takes her off to Sri Lanka. The brothers go out in search for her, and eventually they come across Hanuman, the king of the Vanaras, and he aids them with many other subspecies to rescue Sita from Sri Lanka. And together with this army, Rama rescues Sita and eventually kills and destroys the evil Ravana. The three return to Ayodhya, where Rama is enthroned and he becomes the king once again. So the most important function of the Ramayana is that it is a source of inspiration to all Hindus through the virtues portrayed by its characters. When you look at Ram, for instance, he is characterized by great sincerity, love, respect for all, staunch fulfillment, and his obligation to, and the most important thing is, and that is truth. Similarly, Sita represents the ideal womanhood with a consistent support of the husband, the chastity and regal behavior at all times. The love, respect, and affection that is evident in the relationship between Ram and his brothers and the devotion of Hanuman has served as examples to many in the past and to date. Ultimately, good overcomes evil. But like everyone that grows up, is born into a family, we go through the motions of being a little child, kid, teenager. And this is where Ram, as a young 16-year-old, has returned from his journey of pilgrimage back to the kingdom of Ayodhya. I'm taking you back a bit. He is no longer the bubbly young teenager in the palace, but has become quite introverted and recluse. His father was concerned about his present condition. And this is an interesting experience with teenage children. And you will find that as the growing pains and growing and changes come about, parents start looking at the changes and they start wondering, inquiring why the young son or daughter is now looking at their own space and they go into a state of quietness. So Dasrat requested Guru Vasishta to speak to Ram concerning these conditions, the change of a teenager. So this dialogue between Guru Vasishta and Prince Ram is called the Supreme Yoga or the Yoga Vasishta. It contains true understanding about the creation of this world, life, and consciousness, including the material world that we live in. Ram threw quite a lot of questions to Vasishta. He says, what do people call happiness, and can it be had in the ever-changing objects of this world? Please explain to me. Explain to me everything in this world that is dependent upon the mind, upon one's mental attitude. We seem to be bewitched by this mind, chasing after mirages all the time. So explain to me about this. He says, explain to me about the ego and its destructive nature and the cravings for more and this attachment to this physical body, and how can it fulfill my hopes? So this stage of youth, one progresses from misery to more misery, and one is full of desire, anxiety, distractions, thoughts of beauty, cravings, and sexual distractions. Vasishta eventually sat him down and he said, "O Rama, you know the answers You are the embodiment of truth. You are the best among all seekers, for you have duly reflected over the truth, and you are inspired by the best form of dispassion. Indeed, one should positively strive to enthrone wisdom in one's heart, for the mind is unstable like a monkey. One should avoid unwise company. He says there are 4 practices that lead one to realization and eventually to moksha, and that is the Purusharthas. But they are made up of self-control, spirit of inquiry, contentment, and good company. So telling this to a young person, self-control is when the mind is at peace, pure and tranquil, free from delusion and free from cravings. It does not long for anything, nor does it reject anything. This is self-control. Self-control is the best remedy for all physical and mental ills. So when there is self-control, even the food you eat tastes better, or else it tastes bitter. He who wears the armor of self-control is not harmed by sorrow, and he who looks upon all beings with equal vision have brought under broad control the sensations of pleasure and pain. This is called self-control. He said, let's look at inquiry. Inquiry is the close and ongoing study of the scripture, and this should be undertaken all the time. To understand the knowledge of the cycle of birth and death, who am I? I am this body, this mind, and this spirit. Thus, in the knowledge of this truth follows peace, tranquility in oneself. One becomes free from attachment, nor does one get drowned in inaction, but lives and functions in this world in a state of total freedom. He says, let's focus on contentment. He says, who has tasted the nectar of contentment does not relish cravings for sense pleasures. In understanding oneself and not subjected to cravings, which leads to sorrow. And with the rise of contentment, the purity of one's heart looms. The contented man who possesses nothing owns this world. Attachment creates pain and sorrow. And he said, let's look at satsang. The performance of satsang enlarges one's intelligence. It destroys ignorance. It removes stress. Satsang leads one to charity, to austerity, and the performance of religious rites, towards liberation of our atma, or the soul. And he goes further to state, and he sums up, that contentment is the supreme gain. Satsang is the best companion to the destination. The spirit of inquiry itself is the greatest wisdom, and self-control is supreme happiness. Therefore, he says to Rama, strive by all means to cultivate these noble qualities towards the supreme. And it is often said that Sri Ram followed dharma at all times. This is true. This is not true to describe Sri Ram. He did not follow dharma. He was dharma. What he thought, he spoke, and did was dharma, and is dharma forever. If you read the Ramayana carefully, we will discover that Rama's story is actually our own story. It teaches us how to deal with various conflicts of ups and downs in our life's journey. He is the essence of joy, which is our own spiritual nature. Sita is seen as absolute peace, wedded to him in a blissful nature. The Ayodhya that they eventually strove for, which means an area which cannot be subdued by war, is the place of bliss and peace. To dwell together is the space in our heart. When you look at Raja Dasrat's three wives, Kaushalya, Sumitra, and Kaikeyi, they represent the three gunas, that is Sattvic, Rajasic, and Tamasic. Raja Dasrat had Rama, Lakshmana, Bharat, and Shatrughan. And these four represent the four goals of human life, that is Dharma, Artha, Kama, and Moksha. Hanuman is the other main character in the Ramayana. He is seen as an embodiment of the great divine qualities put together, and that is devotion, dedication, service, dispassion, strength, humility, knowledge, and all other virtues. And then we come across Ravana, which is the other side of the coin. He is very intelligent, but he was an embodiment of Rajasic, passionate, impulsive, and very possessive in nature. Ravana was and can only be destroyed by good, and that was Rama, who was pure knowledge. Ram also destroyed his brother, Kumbhakara, who was the embodiment of Tamasic. I'm sure all of you like to sleep. You all like to sleep. Kumbhakara was the embodiment of a person who was so contented. He gets so much and he slept most of his life. So when he was on the battlefield, he was very tired, sleepy, and it was an easy task for Ram to actually destroy in his lethargic straits. Coming to our conclusion, I would like to just say, reflecting on the seventh principle of the Arya Samaj, you say that your dealings with all should be regulated by love and due justice in accordance with the dictates of our Dharma. And this is the basis of mutual behavior. And this principle describes the three bases of relating to other people. And we learn this and we see this in the Ramayana from the different characters. And what are those three bases that we look at? One is love, the second is justice, and the third one is to work according to the dictates of Dharma, that is righteousness. See, noble people are advised to relate with love with their family members and broader society. But in the Ramayana, we see a family that was united because of petty thoughts and the planting of negativity. There was a split. But generally, the siblings and the elders of that family cared and loved for each other. So in this, we say family is the first unit of society. Family includes the husband, the wife, the children, and other members. In the Rig Veda it says, I quote, the atmosphere of the family should be so full of affection that there may be no separation. All may live together in the family. You may be blessed with its long life, may enjoy the company of children, grandchildren in your home. This should become an ideal home. Close quote. And in the Atharva Veda it says, let every family member address his own people, father, son, grandson, wife, mother, and loving people with due respect and affection. I decided to focus on that because of leading our lives with righteousness and a karmic way of life. You cannot only do it individually. You have to work together as a family, not just in your immediate family, but that spirit eventually goes out into your community, into your sabhas, into your societies. And if we can respect each other and share this love and kindness that we do in our own homes, we then become a family out of our homes. So the Ramayana stands foremost Amongst the classical literature, it is universal in its hold on the mind, it is absorbing to the child, it's elevating to an adult, it's thought-provoking to the learned, and it is also inspiring for a mystic to delve deeper. The Ramayana does not become stale with repeated study, but it is likened to a cold shower that will rejuvenate your body and your mind every time that you delve deeper into the pages. Let us mold and shape our lives like the ideal wife Sita, who is the embodiment of purity and womanly virtue. What was then abuse of women? We saw it in the way Ravana abducted a chaste woman, and it's still happening now. So let us live the ideals of Sita and work towards the emancipation of women. The loving and dedicated brothers of Lakshmana and Bharat is also an important one, because we do have sibling rivalry, we do have challenges in homes, and we do have this where brothers and girls do not speak to each other for years. And we would say, take a leaf out of Ramayana and be like the brothers that ruled even when he was not there in his name. And not forgetting the virtuous, mighty, and strong Hanuman, a loyal devotee of Lord Rama, who is like the embodiment of strength. I thank you very much.
Thank you, Panditji. When I was listening to you, I thought about one of my matters that I dealt with when I was finalizing an estate of a very intelligent teacher, educator, leader. And when I was going through his file, he signed all his letters, his personal copy as Ram Ram. And when I think back about him, and he was well known in South Africa, an excellent educator, and it made me think that, there was a man even when he wasn't around, I was looking at his file, and I was forming an opinion of him. And he was divine in his word, thought, and deed. So what you do, is remembered even when you are not around. And also think about this advice that was given to me, that if you treat people like Ravana, you will have a Ravana. But if you raise your children like Ram, you'll have a Rama. And it was such a pleasure to have the youth on stage performing it, to be part of the yajna today. We will now have another bhajan by Elika.
Yeah, so we have a battle attracting the youth to our satsangs or prayers and everything. It's a real uphill battle. Having that in mind, I've got two old songs, one by Mahendra Kapoor, and another Sony song, which I'm going to enjoy for old people. Enjoy. So remember this. कभी न बिसरूं राम को चाहे, कभी न बिसरूं राम को चाहे, दुनिया बिसरी जाए, दुनिया बिसरी जाए, सब अर्पण उस नाम को, सब अर्पण उस नाम दूसरों का दुखड़ा दूर करने वाले तेरा दुख दूर करेंगे राम। दूसरों का दुखड़ा दूर करने वाले तेरा दुख दूर करेंगे राम। तेरा दुख में बनाएगा नाम, तेरा दुख दूर करेंगे राम। दूसरों का दुखड़ा दूर करने वाले तेरा दुख दूर करेंगे राम। सत्य का है वचन ये धर्म का, संभल संभल चलना राम। पग पग पर है यहाँ कसौटी, कदम कदम पर कुर्बान। मगर दुरावा हो नरोना, तेरा संग वीर हरेंगे राम। दूसरों का दुखड़ा दूर करने वाले तेरा दुख दूर करेंगे राम। तेरा तो जग में बनाएगा नाम, तेरा दुख दूर करेंगे राम। दूसरों का दुखड़ा दूर करने वाले तेरा दुख दूर करेंगे राम। क्या तूने पाया, क्या तूने खोया, क्या तेरा लब है, क्या मानी, इसका हिसाब करेंगे होगी। तू क्यों फिक्र करे प्राण, तू बस अपना काम ले जा। तेरा भंडार भरेंगे राम। दूसरों का दुखड़ा दूर करने वाले तेरा दुख दूर करेंगे राम। तेरा जग में बनाएगा काम, तेरा दुख दूर करेंगे राम। तेरा तो अपने आंसुओं का नाम, तेरा दुख दूर करेंगे राम। दूसरों का दुखड़ा दूर करने वाले तेरा दुख दूर करेंगे राम। दूसरों का दुखड़ा दूर करने वाले तेरा दुख दूर करेंगे राम। तेरा दुख दूर करेंगे राम। तेरा दुख दूर करेंगे राम।
Panditji has just advised me that we've received quite a few congratulatory messages from all our guests that have joined via Zoom. Thank you so much. It is our pleasure to have here today Pujya Swamiji Vedana. I think it's so special because this is one of our first functions that we've organized since COVID, and to have you present here. And it is our pleasure to hand the stage to you for you to share a few words.
ॐ विश्वानि देव सवितर्भुरितानि परासुव यद्भद्रं तन्नःसुव ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. Our dearest President of the Arya Samaj South Africa, Pandit Artiben, Deputy President, Pandit Kiran Sadhguru, President of Vedram Sabha Verlam, Ushaben, all the officials and members of the Arya Samaj South Africa, Vedram Sabha, Verlam, and all our beloved souls, my prayer namaste to each and every one of you. It's an absolute privilege, honor, and blessing to be with all of you again. I've been away in India for about 2 months, and I must say, in between all of that was an even greater blessing to have the opportunity to be amidst, let's just say, the root of the Samaj and the source of all these celebrations. On the 12th of February 2023, I was privileged to be amidst the launch of the 200th birth anniversary gathering held in New Delhi. And my friends, I must say, it is in an occasion like that when you realize just not the might or the power of the Arya Samaj movement, but importantly the impact that Mershi Dayanand Ji has had since the dawn of the Arya Samaj. 150 years later, in 2025, the Arya Samaj has had not just an impact on an individual level, but has impact that has changed the course of a nation, and more so the ability to change the course of the world we know today. He took the truth of the Vedas and had to liberate the minds of those who would be the leaders today. India herself has been liberated due to stalwarts of the Arya Samaj. Panditji spoke now about the Ramayana, spoke about Sri Ram, what he represented, Ravana, and what Ravana represented, the battle that took place. Then you come back to the world that we live in today. Realize that Ravana has risen again. But through the values that we learn, of which Swami Dayanand fought till his last breath to liberate us all, through the power of the Vedas, we have the ability to conquer that Ravana in this world today. And though in the greater scheme of things, all of us sitting here may not change the entire world, but if we have the ability to change one person, to change the mindset of one person, even if it is ourselves, we have conquered the Ravana within, which begins conquering the Ravana outside us. Now there's a beautiful part of the vows that we take, sannyas. One of them speaks about the Nirmali plant, which has the ability to purify water. And it says just by chanting the name of the Nirmali plant is not going to purify the water. Break the plant, crush it, get the juice, put it into the water, allow time to pass, and then the water itself will be purified. Just the recitation of these values, if Swamiji just stood and just taught the values, you can believe it. Swamiji went to the ground, fought and stood against the greatest atrocities. He stood against those, call it the majority, who didn't understand what he was saying because he threatened them. He threatened them. And against all adversity, Swamiji stood and made a change. Today, let us just not recite those 10 principles. Let us adapt them. Let us go to the ground and let us make a difference. The Arisman South Africa has so many projects which each and every one of you can get involved in. We're very invited here from the Adult Benevolent Home. We've got the Women's Forum. We've got so many projects. Let us take these principles, take our time, give our time, and really make an impact. Not only does it transform you, my friends, but trust me, it will transform those around you. Let these celebrations not just be a celebration of pomp and grandeur. We'll have that. But let us make something material out of it. Let us truly make a change. And make 200 years become 400 years, and let the very essence of Veda continue to resonate as it always will for all of us. Thank you. It's a blessing to be with all of you again. Prem Namaste to each and every one.
Thank you, Swamiji. And when you think about how do you change yourself, I'd like to leave you with just 2 words every day. Just think. We now will have the vote of thanks by Mr. Roshan Kubla, the Treasurer of the Parents of our Vehicle.
Respected Pandit, respected Swamiji, you most certainly know the meaning of youth, because I've been to many places and they've allocated half an hour Ramayana reading and the reader is carrying on for 1 hour. So, Swamiji, we're really honored to have you here in Kerala. I meet Swamiji everywhere else, but I live in Kerala, but it's so nice to have Swamiji here on our home ground. Thank you very much. It's really a pleasure and a blessing and an honor to have you here. Koti. Ladies and gentlemen, my Prem Namaste to one and all of you, and also to all our friends, elders, brothers and sisters and children who are on Zoom. The Arya Samaj is beholden to the following people for their support and assistance in making today's function successful. In no particular order, our profound gratitude to Pujya Swami Vedanand Saraswati Ji for gracing our function. We are truly blessed to have Pujya Swamiji at today's celebration. We'd also like to thank today's officiating priest, Pandit Arti Shannon, for conducting the Naumi Havan in such a very dignified manner. Panditji, in your spiritual duties, you not only play the role of a priest, but you also act as an advisor, marriage counselor, teacher, and friend. Rama in a lady form. Thank you, Panditji, for fulfilling every one of those roles. To our speaker, Pandit Kiran Sattur, for his well-researched talk on Ram Navami. Thank you, sir. Music is a universal language of mankind. Where words fail, music speaks. A big thank you to Andy Bhai of Arya Samaj Phoenix and the accompanying artist. Sorry, Bhai, I must get your name. I know Sudhir so well, but at 68 you start forgetting. So Sudhir Bhai, and for the wonderful rendition of bhajans and devotional songs, thank you so much. Our sincere gratitude to Bhaiji Mahesh Shravan Kumar and Rakesh Bhai Basant for the generous contribution towards this function. We also extend our gratitude to the following people for sound: by P. Badrinath, stage decor and meals Rikesh Supasad, and photographer Mr. Kasira. We'd like to express our gratitude to the officials and members of Ved Dharma Sabha Veral for jointly hosting this function, with Arya Samaj, South Africa. Teamwork is so important, and together each achieves much more. To Pandit Usha Harikaran for being our program director and for presiding over the entire function in an outstanding manner. Most importantly, I'd like to thank you, the public, for attending today's function and for being such wonderful participants and giving us this collective power of prayer and unity. We want to thank all our elders, brothers and sisters, children who are online, on Zoom. Thank you very much for joining us in whichever part of the world you are. We really appreciate you linking up with us today. To Pandit T. Raghubir, who was not able to be here, but he has been supporting us all the way, we really appreciate that and express our gratitude. All this, before I come to that one, to Mr. and Mrs. Naren Patandi, thank you very much for being with us. We are so sorry that on the invite, we can learn a lesson from everybody, and especially from a wise man like Mr. Patandi. On the invite, we put Fairview Drive. Meanwhile, this is Fairview Road. So it makes a very big difference in the digital world, whether it's a road, whether it's an avenue, or whether it's a circle, or whatever it is. So it's so important. So at least we learned that lesson today from our brother Narendra Mundi. So thank you very, very much. Now, a function like this with 1,001 little things that have to be put together, for that, we want to say a very big thank you to Brother Shailen Bhushan, who made sure he did the planning, organizing, coordinating, and controlling so that it comes right. So thank you very, very much. And finally, if I have omitted anyone, please accept my apologies. It's not intentional. And our sincere thanks and gratitude to one and all of you. Thank you very much, and maybe in Hindi Bhasha, Dhanyavad. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kubla. Dear guests, we have now come to the end of the formalities. We will now have Aarti, page 29 of the Google, and then mealtime prayer and Chandra, and the Bible lead us. Dear guests, you are invited to lunch. Lunch will be served, and my prayer namaste to everyone. May you have a peaceful and a safe journey back home. Thank you very much for attending this function. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please indulge me with one more bhajan. I need to tell you a story before I sing this bhajan, and then we will start. The story is the program director. So there's a story behind this bhajan. When Ram, Lakshman and Sita were coming back to Ayodhya, they had to cross the river. And the boatsman recognized them, and he was so happy to have them in his boat. So Ram said, please take us across this river, we need to continue our journey. So he put them in the boat, and he just rowed along the river. He rowed, but he was not taking them to the bank. So eventually Ram said, Bhaiya, we need to go home. Why don't you take us and put us in another bank and let us go? So he said, Ramji, I just wanted to have you in my boat. You chose my boat to take you across the river. You spent 14 years in the forest. Spend a little bit of time with me in my boat. I'll take you up and down the river and I'll enjoy your company and I'll lead you across. And Ramji said, look, I know what you're trying to tell me, but I also need to go across. So he thought about it and he said, no, I have to take these people across. And in his mind, he was so happy. He said, no, let me sing this bhajan. The bhajan goes like this: Mere naiya mein Lakshman Ram, Ganga Maiya dhire bhava. Okay? मेरी नैया में लक्ष्मण राम Which size on me?
pockets of prayer. Thank God for the meals that we are about to have and for the provision of meals and food that He sustains us with all the time. Shanti Path.
So please remain seated. The aarti will be coming around and prasad.
Namaste once again to all of us. Thank you for being with us today.
We concluded the Naumi celebration at Vedram Sabha. Thank you once again. We'll resume our Zooming next week, 9 to 10, normal satsang. My namaste to you. Enjoy the rest of your week. Take care. Be safe. Thank you for all those wonderful chats and comments that have come through. Thank you so much.